Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Lunching with Lenny. That's so stupid. Alright, so for today's video guys, I wanted to take you through some snacks, just some high protein gym snacks. We're going to do a pre-workout and 2 post-workouts. So I'm going to the gym tomorrow, so tonight we're starting with the pre-workout one, which is a higher protein, like cereal bar, Rice Krispie kind of thing. So for this, you're gonna need some protein powder, Fruit Loops.
Oh my god, I love Fruit Loops!
Plain rice cakes, a couple packs of sugar-free sweetener. I'm using Splenda, and some more water. So first, into a bowl, we're going to add 2 scoops of protein powder. Again, I'm using vanilla. You can probably use whatever, but you know, vanilla just kind of goes good with Rice Krispies. 2 packs of Splenda, or again, any sugar-free sweetener. I just have Splenda. And then into that, you're gonna slowly add some warm water until it's kind of like a goopy consistency. God, I'm so glad I thought of using a whisk. It's making it so much better.
Oh.
Okay, so we screwed up a little bit, but it's okay. I just added another scoop of protein and another pack of Splenda. So you're gonna wanna mix it up till it's something along like this kind of consistency. And then to that, we're gonna add, recipe calls for 5 rice cakes, but again, I screwed up, so it's more than likely gonna be 6 rice cakes. These are just plain ones. We're gonna crush these up and throw them in there. Also, the recipe to everything we make in this video is gonna be down in the description below. This feels like breaking styrofoam.
Ew.
Okay, so after your rice cakes are added, and it looks absolutely disgusting. I actually only ended up using 3 rice cakes in this. And it's gonna look a little something like this. So once that's all mixed up, we're going to throw in some Fruit Loops. I don't know how many. We'll just start with like, start with like 30 grams, and I'll mix those through and we'll see what that ends up like. Okay, yeah, so 30 grams seems to be a good amount. So now we're going to throw some parchment down into a baking dish. It doesn't really matter the kind of baking dish because we're not baking this, we're freezing it. So we'll get some parchment down into one of those. We'll get this all spread out, and we'll get it in the freezer. And I'll check back in with you guys tomorrow when we try these before the gym. Whose idea was it to use a whisk? God, I'm so glad I thought of using a whisk. It's making it so much better.
Yours.
I broke the whisk. So now that we have it dumped in, just gonna like spread it out a bit. Basically, just spread it out so it's in like one layer, and you can cut it up and divide it up. And the recipe says to let freeze for at least 6 hours, but like I said, we're gonna freeze this for like 15. Actually, a lot longer than that. Basically, we're just gonna let this sit in the fridge until either I want to snack on one tomorrow or until I go to the gym. And like I said, I'll check in with you guys then. Okay, so we're getting ready to head to the gym. We just took our bars out of the freezer and we're gonna cut these up. Recipe called for 9 bars, I believe, but I'm just gonna make 4. Okay, they are kind of gooey. So the macros are going to be based on the fact that I made 4 and the protein powder I used. They will be right here. And that is what they are per bar. So as I said, I'm getting ready to head out to the gym. So let's get these cut up and test them. Like I said, they're kind of sticky. Okay. So, they are sticky and they're kind of soggy. However, it tastes really good. They're really hard for me to eat because I have sensitive teeth, so the cold is kind of hard. I don't know necessarily that I make these again over the work of just buying and opening a Rice Krispie. However, these are really good, and I will give them like a solid 7 out of 10. Let's go see how they work in the gym. So we're just back from the gym. I do have some updates to say on the cereal bar. I'm gonna drop my rating on it from a 7.5 to a 6.5. They were really hard to get down, and I didn't actually finish that one. So maybe even bring it down to a 5.5. Excuse me. Fuel wise, it was great. It fueled a great workout. It was a grueling set today, so I'm glad I had it for the fuel. But I think overall it's down to probably, you know what, I'm gonna bring it down to a 6. I would not make them again, but they weren't awful. Anyway, we're gonna go up and we're gonna make some protein Timbits. All right. So now that we're back from the gym, we want a little protein snack. We're gonna make some Timbits. Anyone who's Canadian and some people in parts of America know Timbits. I fucking love Timbits. So we're gonna make some protein Timbits. So for this, we got 130 grams of flour, 60 grams. The recipe calls for a chocolate peanut butter protein. The only chocolate protein I have right now is brownie. So there's that. So to that, I'm gonna add a couple teaspoons of PB2. Recipe calls for 8 grams of stevia. I have Splenda, cocoa powder, and 250 grams of Greek yogurt. So we're gonna get this started. And again, as I said before, all the recipes are gonna be down in the description below. Okay, so for some stuff, we're obviously going to weigh it. So we're gonna get the bowl on the scale. If you're baking any gym recipes and don't have a kitchen scale, what are you doing? All right, so first, flour. I should have zeroed this out after because I already weighed the flour and the protein. So flour, protein. Let's see how many Splenda I can do in one go. Then I'm going to add 2 teaspoons, and 2 teaspoons is 13 grams. So now we'll zero out the scale. So I think we added like 3 teaspoons there. And then 36 grams of, it says an unsweetened baking cocoa powder. I didn't have an unsweetened option. We don't get that shit here in Newfoundland. So 60 grams? No. 36 grams. Okay, so it's 36 grams of that. Now, I would say to whisk it together. However, the whisk is dirty from making those protein bars. I broke the whisk. So, when you don't have a whisk, use a fork. So mix all of the dry ingredients together first. I heard that on the Cooking Network once. Don't know if there's any truth to it. I'm sure Kev will bully me. Yeah, it's Cosmic Brownie Protein Powder, so there's going to be chocolate chips sprinkled throughout it, but that's not my fault, that's the protein's fault. Then, back onto the scale it goes again. Zero it out, and then we're going to add 250 grams of Greek yogurt. Okay, there we go. It's 250 grams in. So now we're going to mix this bad boy up. The thing with mixing stuff with Greek yogurt, I found, especially making the low-cal pizza I make, you really gotta like flatten it out because the outer layer of Greek yogurt likes to get covered in stuff, and then the inner layer is all still just goopy and yogurty. So it helps to just keep flattening it out to expose more yogurt that isn't covered in flour and dough mixture. You know, sometimes, just like making those Greek yogurt pizzas, it's just easier to get in there by hand. So, once you have a dough that looks something like this, we're going to throw it in the fridge for 20 minutes just to let it settle up and get all cold so it's easier to work with, and then we're going to roll it out.
20 minutes later.
Okay, so now that the dough is done, we're gonna roll it out. So I just got some flour here. Going to coat it in just so it's easier to roll out, doesn't stick. We've also got a parchment lined baking sheet, which is where we are going to put them after we cut them out. And I need something to cut them out. I don't really know what to use that would be Timbit sized. Sorry, Mom. We're going to use a water bottle. So first we're going to get this rolled out nice and flat. Okay, so let's see if this is even a good size. So just take it, cut it in. I should have floured the tip of that. Take the dough, roll it up into a little ball. So I'm just going to cut all these out before I go through with rolling them. I can also see that because this is a cosmic brownie protein batter, I can see little bits of the chocolate chips. Okay, so I managed to get 21 of these little guys. Obviously, depending on how much you roll your dough out and the protein patterns and stuff you use, your macros are going to be a little different. So the macros I'm going to give for these are going to be based on this amount, 21, and the protein pattern I used. Anyway, with all that specifics out of the way, now that they're on the baking sheet, we're going to give them a quick spritz of oil. And then they're going to go into the air fryer on 350 for 5 to 7 minutes, I believe. And we'll check on them after that. All right, so the second batch is in. The first batch is out, and I must say, don't roll away from me. It turned out pretty good. Now, obviously, they're not glazed Tim's chocolate Timbits or chocolate glazed Timbits. I'm not going to glaze these. I'm sure you guys can find a low-cal glaze if you wanted to, but I'm not going to. I'm going to save on the calories and have them just how they are. So as I said earlier with the bars, I made these with a different protein than you guys are probably going to use. I made a different amount. It's all going to change. So macros are going to be here for this specific batch, but obviously throw this stuff into FitnessPal. It'll calculate it out for you. But with that being said, let's give this little guy a taste. Oh, it's they're hot. I don't know if you can see this or not, but there's steam coming out of this. Obviously they're made with protein. They're a little denser, they're a little drier. However, they're really good. And I also think that the fact that I made them with the brownie protein made them a little denser. But again, they're still good, they still taste good. They're still kind of squishy. Still kind of got that tear apart nature of like a Timbit with the rough exterior. Yeah, I like these. These are good. Give these a go. 8.5 out of 10. I will definitely make these again. Alright, and for this last recipe, we're going to keep it super simple. We're going to make a high protein cookie dough. This one comes straight from Knoll. Again, link will be in the description. It's literally 4 ingredients. So we got our scale here. We're going to take 1 scoop of protein powder. For this one, I'm using vanilla Canadian protein. Should be good. So 1 scoop of that. 1 tablespoon of 0-calorie syrup, which it looks like it's pretty much 1 tablespoon was all that was left in that bottle. And then I shouldn't have dunked that spoon in. 15 grams of peanut butter, and I just use a regular peanut butter, which means it's like impossible to measure and do anything with. Okay. And then apparently, according to the recipe, you just mix it a bunch. It's obviously all gonna mix in through with that peanut butter. Okay, so it is a little shaggy and not mixing super great. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pour out that last little bit and then maybe add some more if I need to. So we're gonna go probably like 2 tablespoons. Basically with this one you can just kind of keep adding. If you do find it's not enough, just keep slowly adding more sugar-free syrup until it softens up into the desired consistency. Which that seems pretty good. It's supposed to be a cookie dough, so I mean, you know, it's like cookie dough-esque consistency. And then, if you want to, I'm going to take some semi-sweet chocolate chips. I'm gonna add like 8 grams worth. Okay, and after all the mixing, should come out to be something a little similar to this consistency-wise. And, of course, macros per the ingredients I used will be on screen here. Let's give it a quick little. Oh my god, chips are really good. It definitely would have been better to use a runnier peanut butter or to like heat up the peanut butter first, which I didn't do. Overall though, it's still really good. Probably this like an 8 out of 10. It's definitely something to help satisfy some cravings, help get your protein in. And yeah. Alright, that's going to call it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments below or tag me over on Instagram if you guys try any of these recipes. Let me know if you like them. Let me know if you guys want more videos like this. I can definitely round up some more recipes to try. Yeah. If you guys like the video, like, comment, subscribe, do all the usual. And I'm going to go demolish the rest of this cookie dough.